Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here to present the facts in the case versus Mays versus the city. At 1:17 p.m., the fire department dispatched a full structure fire alarm to the address of 614 Mays Street. Upon arriving, crews found dense black smoke issuing from the eaves and crews forced entry to the front door. Upon entering the residence, the crews found a small fire and extinguished it, which was located in the living room. While crews were cleaning up from the fire, they received another dispatch for a second structure fire down the street with a report of victims trapped. As you can imagine, the crews made a hasty cleanup and responded to the second alarm, leaving no crews at the residence. When I arrived at the address on Mays, there was no fire crews there. I began my investigation from the outside, taking photos of the outside of the structure, and made my way to the inside of the structure. Once inside the residence, I discovered a very suspicious device as well as a pour pattern from the TV in the living room to the kitchen, which is very consistent with a fire that was set intentionally. I also noted that the contents of the structure were not that of someone who was actually living there. The kitchen table had chairs that were broken. There was no fridge at all in the structure. The couches were very old and worn. It almost seemed like they had staged the furniture in the residence, expecting the fire to burn it all down and nobody to know any better. While I was there, their lawyer, as well as the residents of 614 Mays, showed up, and the lawyer then told me that he was in protest of the evidence because it was obtained in violation of the rights of the residents' Fourth Amendment. I have a rough sketching for you here to show you exactly what I found and where it was found in the residence, and what leads me and law enforcement to believe that this fire was set intentionally for the family to collect on the insurance of the property. As you can see here in my rough sketch, Exhibit A is the suspicious device that was found behind the TV, a melted device. Here you can see this green line indicates the pour pattern coming from the TV in the living room and extending into the kitchen. There's no reason why we would have any flammable liquid coming from the TV to the kitchen other than it was intentionally put there and lit on fire. There was no source of ignition and no evidence that there was any flammable material in the structure when I got there. Exhibits B, C, and D here will show you where there was still heavy hangers on the wall, where they had maybe had some artwork or something that they had taken down they didn't want to destroy in the fire, but left the hangers intact. Which was also very suspicious. And here you can see Exhibit E is where there should have been a refrigerator in the residence. However, there was none because they didn't want to lose their refrigerator in the fire. You also see the kitchen table had 3 chairs. They are a family of 4, so they were missing a chair, and one of the chairs was broken and the table was in very bad repair, in need of repair. According to their attorney, they are saying that my evidence was seized against their Fourth Amendment because I didn't obtain a search warrant. However, in many cases in the past, in following in the footsteps of emergency personnel, I did not get any reasonable time to conduct any sort of investigation. As it clearly states that we are allowed a reasonable amount of time to conduct an investigation, and any evidence found in that investigation or in any further entrances into that property, we need to obtain a warrant. Once I discovered the evidence, I immediately notified law enforcement personnel, and we went about obtaining the proper paperwork to get the subsequent search warrants and search the rest of the property to obtain our evidence. So thank you for your time, and thank you for considering this case.